Good morning. This is Chef Phillip, and I'm in New Smyrna Beach, Florida, USA. And this is the shark bite capital of the world. More shark bites yearly in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. So I never go in the ocean. Anyway, today we're making oatmeal raisin cookies, and I'm making them for our family dinner this Sunday. We have a family dinner every Sunday, and I make a recipe and dessert, and the dessert this Sunday is going to be the oatmeal raisin cookie. So let's get started. I have the oven heating up, and we set the oven pre-bake for 375 degrees, and we're going to cook these cookies from between 8 to 10 minutes. So the first thing we do is we add the butter, which is right here, and it's 3/4 of a cup of butter. We're going to add that to a large mixing bowl, and we're going to beat it with white sugar and light brown sugar. So the white sugar is right here, 3/4 of a cup of white sugar, 3/4 of a cup. All right, and we're going to use the brown sugar. And the brown sugar is also 3/4 of a cup. So we put that in. It comes out there. It's a little bit dry. Okay, and we're gonna beat that. Stand by. I think I need to chop up the brown sugar a little bit. It's a little hard. Okay, I've got the brown sugar softened up a little bit. It was a little bit lumpy, I guess, because it says to pack it in the cup, the measuring cup, and I guess it got packed in. So I'm just finishing up beating the butter, the white sugar, and the brown sugar. Okay, that's pretty good. That's done. All right, now next we have to add 2 eggs and the vanilla. So it calls for 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Go in there. And it calls for 2 eggs. So we'll put the eggs in, and I generally crack them on the cutting board so I don't get shells. It works real nice. Just crack it on the cutting board. It'll break right open, and No shells. No shells. Okay, now we want to beat that up until it's fluffy. Okay, we're beating the eggs and vanilla into the mixture, and that is now fluffy. Very good. Okay, we got to get these out of here. Well, let's leave them in. See what they're saying. All right. Now we have to stir in the flour. So we're going to put 1 1/4 cups of flour in this mixture, and we have to add the baking soda, cinnamon, and salt. So the baking soda, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Get my thing cleaned off. One teaspoon of baking soda. And we're going to add cinnamon, which is ground cinnamon, 3/4 of a 3/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Okay, so we've added the baking soda, and now we need 3 teaspoons of cinnamon, ground cinnamon, 3 teaspoons. So put that in there. Sometimes it's hard to get this out of the whoops. Sorry, that's an alarm to get Cody out of his X-Pen, but he can wait for a few minutes. So we're doing 3 teaspoons of cinnamon. That's 2. And here's 3. That's about right. Close enough. All right, there's the cinnamon. And so we've got the flour, we got the baking soda, we got the cinnamon. Now we need some salt, and that's 1/2 teaspoon of salt. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Salt, actually, you probably wonder why do you put salt in there? Well, it's to bring out the flavors of the other ingredients. So we're going to mix this up, and we're going to do this by hand. So it takes a little longer, but I think it's better than using the beater, because we're just folding at this point. We're just folding things in. So the next thing, we're going to be adding the raisins and the oats as soon as this is folded in. That's what we're going to do. We're folding. You see how it's come together here, and we have a nice batter going on. All right. So now we got to stir in the oats and the raisins. And get all this mixed up. So I've got 1 cup of raisins, which we'll put in. Once again, the raisins don't come out. There we go. Okay, and then we have 2 3/4 cups of rolled oats. 2 3/4 cup of rolled oats. Let me just double check that, make sure. Yeah, it's a lot of oats. So I was wondering. Pour it in. All right, now we got to fold all this in. We got to fold it in. The raisins and the oats, we need to fold in. Well, I'm going to do this again. Okay, we're done with the mixing. It's already a big dough bar for cookies, cookie dough. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these on a cookie sheet, and we use I use a 1 teaspoon to make balls to put on the cookie sheet. So the way that's done, let me get a cookie sheet, and what I do is I put parchment paper on top so that they don't stick. All right, and we just take a little ball, use the teaspoon as a kind of a guide to get a ball, like something like that. Just put the ball on the parchment paper. So we just continue to do that all the way across and space them about 3 inches apart roughly, because they have to have room to expand as they're cooking. And so the balls are about that size. Just put them on there like that. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this up and get back to you once I have all the balls on the cookie sheet. Okay, I'm back, and here are all the dough balls for the oatmeal raisin cookies, and this is how they look on the baking sheet. So I'm going to put these in the oven. The oven is up to temperature, 375 degrees. And I'm going to put them in there in the oven for 7 minutes. I found my oven at 7 minutes. It could be 8 to 10, but mine is 7. Okay. We put them in the oven for 7 minutes until they're golden brown, and then we'll take them out and eventually move them to a rack so that they can cool off, and that's it. But I'll show you when I come back the finished product coming out of the oven, and so we'll be right back. Okay. The oven is about ready to go off. The timer is about ready to go off. So I will be taking the cookies out of the oven. And they're golden brown. They're golden brown, that means they're done. So, whoops. Anyway. There you go. Your oatmeal raisin cookies. And I will see you next time.